I don't know if I'm meant to enjoy the Simpsons spin-off showcase, but actually I did like 2/3 of it. The reason I say I don't know if I'm meant to enjoy it is because it's meant to be bad. They're meant to be making a point about spin-offs, which I'll talk about in a moment. This is the 24th episode of the 8th season. It's directed by Neil Affleck and it aired in 1997. And as the story goes, this was created because somebody had suggested doing a Simpsons spin-off show. So this was created with intentionally bad writing and dire stories to say that a spin-off would never work, and most of the time TV show spin-offs don't work. I think if there's like Frasier, that worked really well. Then we have things like Joey, definitely didn't. And this is definitely trying to show that a spin-off would just be cheesy, it would be chaotic, it would not work very well at all. And had it maybe not been for this episode, maybe there would have been Simpsons spin-offs later on. But I think this episode makes a very good point. And we get 3 examples of what a spin-off could look like. We have Chief Wiggum's PI, which is obviously meant to be like a crime drama spin-off. The Lovematic Grampa, which I genuinely liked. I wouldn't, if it was a proper spin-off, it would be appalling. But as part of this episode, where Grandpa Simpson becomes a machine at Moe's Tavern and kind of sets people up, it's brilliant fun. And then the Simpsons Family Smile Time Variety Hour, which is a variety show headed by the Simpsons, and we see what life would be like with them on stage. And I'll be honest, the first one I didn't like, and obviously I'm not meant to like it because it's meant to be badly written and cheesy and over the top and just utterly a mess. So I kind of understand that I wasn't meant to like it, but I can say that it was definitely pretty terrible. The other 2, as I said, I quite liked. The Lovematic Grandpa was cheesy good fun, and as a one-off, it's pretty great. The Simpsons Family Smile Time Variety Hour was okay, I quite liked it. It's not the first time we get to see kind of a behind the scenes of the Simpsons performing as a family. Well, actually, it might be the first time, but it's not the only time. And that side of it I actually like. I think that's quite good fun when the Simpsons are almost playing characters or even caricatures of themselves. As an episode, it works really well. Having these ridiculous plots and really poorly developed narratives works really well because that was the intention. Had I maybe not known that that's what they were trying to do, and I just thought they were trying to create examples of spin-offs, I don't know, maybe to gauge feedback and see if they would turn any of them into an actual spin-off, then yeah, I would be very confused and curious about how bad this was actually meant to be. But with the backstory, it makes a lot of sense and it's actually fun. And as long as you don't take it seriously, I think it's a really enjoyable episode. For me, the Simpsons spin-off showcase, with the knowledge of what it was trying to do, is actually very well written. It's so badly written that it took skill to create this and to make it intentionally corny and quite appalling at certain points. And that's obviously not an easy thing to do sometimes, but I think they did a great job with it. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. That's actually a really low rating for a Simpsons episode, especially from this time. But in general, obviously, it's quite a good rating, but comparatively not the best. And it is difficult. It is difficult to say, well, if I hated it, does then that mean that it was actually really brilliant because it did the thing it was trying to do and show that actually spin-offs would just be horrendous? So I don't know, it's very difficult. But actually, personally, I did generally enjoy at least 2/3 of it. It took a risk, and I think it paid off very well. It's definitely an episode that I enjoyed.